We'd barely finished unloading the moving truck when she showed up. Khakis pressed, clipboard tight to her chest, that kind of plastic smile that says, "I'm not here to be friendly, I'm here to control you." Karen. Every neighborhood's got one. We just didn't expect ours to come preloaded with one on day one. "This will just take a minute," she said cheerfully, stepping across the edge of our driveway without an invitation. "Welcome to the neighborhood. You must be the new homeowners." My wife, Leela, wiped sweat from her forehead and offered a guarded smile. I stayed silent, curious to see how this would play out. Karen held out a bundle of papers. "Here's your HOA orientation packet. Everything you need to know: landscaping rules, fence colors, holiday light schedules, acceptable mailbox dimensions." I cut in. "Sorry, but we're not part of your HOA." Karen blinked. Her smile didn't fade, but something shifted behind her eyes. "Oh, that's adorable," she said cheerfully. "But this neighborhood is covered entirely by the Clearview Estates Homeowners Association. Everyone agrees to the rules. It's part of preserving community value." "No, it's not," Leela said flatly. "Our parcel deed is exempt. We confirmed with the county before purchasing. Our parcel predates the formation of the HOA and was never annexed." Karen's lips twitched. "Well, that's highly irregular. You must have misunderstood. I have the map right here." "We have the signed declaration from the original land surveyor. The parcel sits outside the HOA's jurisdiction. That's final." Karen stood there a moment longer, clearly waiting for one of us to blink. We didn't. Then she sniffed and pulled her smile back on like a mask. "Well, enjoy your boxes." She turned and walked away. I didn't say anything until the garage door was down and we were alone. "That went well," I muttered. Leela just chuckled. "She'll be back." She was right. Karen came back the next morning, this time with a tape measure and a camera. "Documenting your mailbox in case you reconsider joining. Your current model is non-compliant." We ignored her. 2 days later, she left a violation notice taped to our front door. Then another. Then 3 more in a single week, all from an HOA we legally didn't belong to. It would have been laughable if she hadn't started harassing the neighbors, too. "Don't talk to them," she warned one couple, according to a teen on our street. "They don't respect the community." She even tried to report us to the county for abandoned vehicles when our moving trailer sat on the curb overnight. Each complaint dismissed, and each one made her more furious. The real tipping point came 2 weeks later. We hosted a barbecue. Small, casual, burgers and dogs. Leela's co-workers, a few new neighbors, my brother and his kids. We weren't breaking any laws. Music was low, no alcohol. But Karen was watching from across the street, hands on hips, eyes squinted, phone in hand. We all saw her pacing like a hawk circling a field mouse. Then the cops showed up. 2 cruisers, lights on. I met them in the driveway, confused but calm. Leela came out behind me, wiping her hands on a towel. "Good afternoon, officers. Something we can help you with?" One of them, Officer Radley, glanced at a clipboard and cleared his throat. "We got a call reporting a disturbance, possible unlicensed gathering, noise violations, also a complaint about unauthorized security personnel." Leela raised an eyebrow. "Excuse me." The officer hesitated. "We report that you've installed unauthorized surveillance equipment and may be conducting federal investigations out of a private residence." There was a long pause. Then, Leela reached into her back pocket, pulled out her leather wallet, and flipped it open. Department of Justice, Office of Inspector General, Federal ID. The silence was immediate. Both officers leaned in to examine it. Karen, standing across the street with her phone up, dropped her arm slowly. "I work internal affairs," Leela said, her voice clipped and professional. "I am authorized to carry, I am licensed to run surveillance equipment for security purposes, and I do not answer to HOA presidents." The junior officer blinked. "We, weren't told that?" "I'm telling you now," Leela said. "This property is private, not governed by Clearview Estates, and we have evidence of harassment, slander, and ongoing attempts to abuse civilian authority through fraudulent code enforcement." Karen started walking toward us, fast. "Now, wait just a minute," she huffed. "I called the police because you're disturbing the peace and running some kind of sting operation out of a residential home." Officer Radley turned to her. "Ma'am, we've confirmed her credentials. You need to stop filing false reports. This could be considered criminal misuse of emergency services." Karen's face flushed bright red. "But she's a Fed. She can't just live here like a normal person. She's going to be spying on everyone." The other officer sighed. "Ma'am, you're the one who's been caught on doorbell cams, trespassing, peering through windows, and threatening neighbors over an HOA that doesn't even apply to this lot." "I am the president," Karen shrieked. "That's where it ended for you," a voice called out. It was Mr. Ellison from next door. He was holding up his phone, live streaming. "Everyone's seen how you've been harassing them. You tried to fine me $250 for planting lavender in the wrong spot. Half the board already voted to suspend you pending investigation." Karen's mouth dropped. "You don't get to do that," she screamed. "You need my signature to remove me." "Not anymore," Mr. Ellison said. "You changed the rules to give yourself emergency authority. Turns out that goes both ways." Karen stood frozen, the realization slowly sinking in. She looked at Leela one last time. But Leela did not flinch. She just folded her ID back into her pocket, turned, and calmly walked back inside. The cops followed Karen back to her side of the street. That night she took down her HOA sign, the gold lettering scraped off by morning. Her clipboard? Gone. Her petty notices? Stopped. 3 weeks later, she sold her house. A quiet, anonymous listing. No farewell party, no welcome binder left behind. The neighborhood got quieter after that, friendlier. HOA meetings became optional. Fewer rules, more respect. People started remembering what community actually meant. Sometimes when I'm walking with Leela in the evenings, we pass Karen's old house. Leela always smiles slightly when she sees it. "What are you thinking?" I asked her once. She looked at the porch where Karen used to stand like a queen on her throne and said, "Power's not a badge. It's knowing when to use it and when to let the world show its own teeth." Karen called the cops to expose us, but she only exposed herself. And now, her clipboard's in the trash. And the real peacekeepers? They're still living right across the street. Thanks for watching this heartwarming tale from Pixar Tales. If the story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who needs a little magic today. Your support means the world and helps us keep bringing these stories to life. Subscribe for more unforgettable moments, and we'll see you in the next tale.